I'm here to talk about a campaign of ours. It's called Thursday Veggie Day, Donderdag Veggie Dag in Dutch, and Jeudi Veggie en français. It's a campaign developed to help people reduce their meat consumption. I'm going to explain why that is absolutely a necessity today. This is our team of about 10 people and 2 dogs who are responsible for food inspection. And we are in Ghent. We are subsidized also by the Flemish government, and we exist since 2000. And in 2000 there was nothing. Now there's 13 staff people who can work on that. And why is meat such a fantastic problem? It's really great to try to tackle it, because if you tackle it, if you change this meat consumption of people, you have an effect, a positive effect on 4 different very important levels: for the animals, for the environment, for the hunger in the world, and for everybody's health. And I explain briefly some things about that. Meat is the #1 cause of rainforest destruction. We destroy rainforest either because we want to put animals there to raise them, or because we want to raise animal feed there, like soy and grain and whatever. So we need a lot of land for that, and to do that we need to clear a lot of trees, which is a big disaster. There's a big amount of shit involved. If you say, like, I don't care about this Thursday Veggie Day and tonight I'm going to eat with my family of 4 people, I'm going to eat 1 kilogram of pork, then you may have to imagine next to this a bucket of 16 kilograms of shit. I suggest you do that after dinner. This is another problem is CO2 emissions. The worst culprit in terms of the environment is Brazilian beef, and the emissions of Brazilian beef are the same as 1 road trip from Brussels to Rome. In terms of CO2 emissions, it's the same. Another problem is hunger. If we manage to give grains and other feed or food to people directly, we can feed a lot more people than if we give the food first to an animal and then eat that animal. Every link, every in-between part of the food chain is a detour. Why is that important? Well, this is the number of people that is dying from hunger every day. I expressed it in terms of number of airplanes crashing. If 1 plane crashes, that's 500 people dead. Well, what happens today, every day, is 50 planes crashing, today, tomorrow, and the day after, for a whole year, and the next year the same. So that's why we need to look at how we produce food. And the third problem is health: obesity, heart disease, cancer, diabetes. They're the 4 serial killers in Western societies, and they're all related to meat and animal products consumption. If you decrease them, if you diminish your consumption, you diminish your risk of the disease. How many animals do each of you eat? You don't know probably, but by the time you will be 80 years old, if you're a normal meat-consuming Belgian, you will have eaten 1,800 complete animals. So each of us eats some petting zoos, some kinderboerderijen on its own during his lifetime. This is Jamie Oliver. He tried to introduce good, healthy food in a school. Students just went out to the local McDonald's to buy their food because they didn't want the healthy food. The school said, okay, we bar them, we prevent them from going out during lunch. What did some parents do? The parents went to the McDonald's in the area and sold food through the students, through the bar, through the fence of the school. Okay, that's what we have to put up with, irrationality in terms of food. So that's why we developed this Thursday Veggie Day campaign, which asks people, like, 1 day a week at least, please have a vegetarian day. It's not difficult, it's really entirely feasible for everybody, really, even for the biggest machos in the room. We developed a lot of tools for that. This is, for instance, a veggie plan, we call it. There's city maps of, we have them of Ghent, of Brussels, of Leuven, of Antwerp, etc. And they indicate all kinds of places where you can eat vegetarian. We also have this on our website, and we have also an app. It's on the coolest platform. It's on Android, not on iPhone. This is a cooking book. It's one of the few cooking books that was actually translated into other languages. It's been translated to German and to French, and it contains a main recipe for every day, for every Thursday of the year. We also do a lot of fun, original actions, and we want to have vegetarian products everywhere. We convinced a butcher in Ghent here to make part of his counter vegetarian, and this here is Maaike Neuville, who the Flemish-speaking people of you may know from Van Vlees en Bloed, who is actually a vegetarian, and we convinced her to sell vegetarian burgers during that time. We also need to get into the heads, of course, of the caterers, and you see there's a cauliflower inside his head. We need to, by the time they graduate, they have learned nothing about vegetarian cooking, so we are there to help them and to consult them about how and why to put vegetarian dishes on the menu. This is the image from our campaign in the schools. So she says, thank God it's Thursday. What we did in the schools was to make sure that the default option on Thursday is vegetarian. So if you want meat, you can get it, but you have to ask it in advance. And that's why 94% of the students eats vegetarian in the Ghent schools on Thursday. Of course, the school food is not that great. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is our the most successful Belgian restaurant, Hof van Kleve, where you can have an entire, vegetarian menu for 150 euros. I haven't tried it yet, but if somebody wants to take me, I'm available. And this is our web traffic, and the best day we had in 10 years of our history was the day when the Farmers Union, the Boerenbond, came out and attacked the Thursday Veggie Day campaign. And it backfired against them, and that's why we think that the idea is kind of pretty irresistible in the sense that it's very hard to be against it. The campaign especially took off when Ghent, as a city, decided that from now on, in 2009 it was, Thursday would be Vegetarian Day, and it was the first city in the world, the first government in the world who actually asked its citizens to go vegetarian one day a week. And it was, for instance, on the national news. We had also CNN and Time magazine, and I'm very happy to say that we inspired a lot of organizations, groups, cities, other countries all over the world, and that meat reduction has become really a worldwide movement, and I hope that you will be part of it. Thank you very much.